I just needed to make a video for Montana unemployment, just to kind of like, what's the word? Sorry, mold exposure. Let's start this video over. Just like, I don't raise a flag, I guess, on what seems to be some sketchy stuff with my unemployment case. And so now I was approved for it, and unfortunately I can't get in to get my driver's license renewed till November 2nd. I'm going to try to maybe go to a small town to get it done earlier. But when I called him, like, they were still like investigating it, even though like I, uploaded a video basically where the guy fired me for no reason at all whatsoever, no just cause. And I know that there's police investigation involved in all of this. And there's going to be even more now since he broke a lease and broke a law and defaulted on that and basically went through my room and packed up all my stuff without permission. And even though I had 30 days on the lease and this legal binding contract that he defiled, I feel defiled from it all. And then it all got ruined. And I have mold mycotoxins and it's all moldy now. It had been sitting out for about a month. I was waiting to go back there because I felt really unsafe there and was trying to get a safe escort there. So I actually really, truly believe that he and they have made some false claims and are trying to make a false police report. Because they have some really sketchy stuff they're having to cover up right now. And so they're basically battling against me. And, I don't know how they could even get away with that unless there was a corrupt officer over there that he's connected with. So, I was being accused of assaulting a coworker when, I woke up and there was bestiality. His cat was being raped in the room next to me. And, when I upload a video with the cat's face on it, even if it doesn't even talk about the situation, it won't play on my YouTube. And my phone has been cloned and I've been frauded by them in multiple ways. Sorry, everything's moldy and it causes sickness. Having to go through this to log all the damage so I can go to the courthouse in Bozeman and deal with that and deal with my renter's insurance and everything. So yeah, they're definitely like have reason to and are really, really trying hard to falsely defame me in a big way. So anyways, I woke up and I actually went in before they tried to falsely frame me for something on the night of Sunday the 14th. So I did actually go into the police to report that I had heard that. And unfortunately, when I went to go grab my phone, I was heard by him and he stopped doing it. And, but the fact that like that is being like, it won't play on my YouTube when I post that and other things showing proof about my stuff getting ruined, from water damage, like those won't play in specific, those certain videos won't play. But also, my dog and I were getting sick. Like, my dog was getting sick from his dog food. And since we've left there, he hasn't had the diarrhea and vomiting that he was having over there. They had access to my room, and I was unable to lock it. And it was also kept unlocked to where anybody that wanted to could walk up in there. I had a mailbox key stolen, and my mail was forwarded without my consent. So with the police being at the parking lot, and one of the family members of the chef being there right before the police showed up, and then all of a sudden my stuff was forwarded. So I had to report basically, that I was getting sick from the food and that my dog was getting sick as well. When I went back, I did see in where I had my second mailbox key in a little toolbox, it was gone and missing. Mold is rough for those of us with chronic illness and mold mycotoxins. Um, it's actually affecting my family's health here, my grandson's health. My daughter and grandson have some of the issues that I have with chronic illness that have been passed to them through the womb, and they're fungally related. But, what was I saying? So, I have documentation on my side concerning this extreme violation of my rights and him just going and moving my stuff when I still had 30 days to move it and touching my stuff without permission and entering my room. It's getting very crazy and gnarly and hairy, all of the legal stuff behind all of this. But I was falsely accused of some incident. So I was upstairs singing a couple songs off of my balcony and ready to go to bed. And the police were called and showed up, and the bartender ran out saying she heard gunshots. And then also somebody had sped off and kicked gravel onto a window. Yet they were trying to falsely accuse me of whatever chaos happened downstairs when I was upstairs, minding my own business. So I was falsely accused of assault because what happened there is, his sister and his family that had stolen from me, as well as, some other sort of nefarious actions against me. There was a bit of an argument because his, family on drugs was just going in there whenever they wanted to. And, it was really unsafe. So I pointed at his chest and said, "And you rape your cat." And he walked into my finger. And then they tried to say that, I had assaulted him, which is completely untrue. And at that night, the police actually said to me that they were not going to file any charges against me. It was basically their word against mine. There was no proof of it. So there are false claims being made against me. And it's basically just to cover their butts and trying to make me out to, I don't know, be a horrible person or a criminal person or a person that deserved to be fired, even though my work performance was actually really good. And all of the false bad reviews on the website are for this manager. And he got rid of me basically because I was shining and I was making really, really good tips. I was making probably the highest percentage of tips of anyone out there. And I have a lot of experience and I have executive qualities. And so oftentimes when I go to places, I do get pushed out by managers, as they're just sort of intimidated by, my professionalism, experience, just skills, business skills in general. I'm an entrepreneur and I've started 3 businesses on my own, as well as having over 15 years cumulative of serving experience. And I was getting really, really good tips. And so basically, that, validates that I was a good worker. If they were to try to blame me for being late, there wasn't really a set time. Like some of the employees, if they started at 4, they came in at 5 minutes to 4. And so my time, I'd go and varied from 3 o'clock to 3:30, just depending on if we were going to be busy when the reservations were coming, and stuff like that. And so my work performance was really good, and my tables would be able to validate that. And so, no, I quite literally was let go with no reason at all, and while they were trying to set me up as somebody that had broken some laws when I hadn't broken any laws. But they did end up breaking laws by violating that lease agreement. And I can prove that with documentation. And I'm gonna have to bring that actually all to court. I did file an initial report of all of this with the Bozeman courthouse, as well as there was an initial, a report of concern concerning the thing with the cat and the poisoning. And their advice to me was to lock my door, but I couldn't because the front balcony was the front fire exit, basically. And so, just want to put a flag out there that they are trying really hard to basically make stuff up about me, defame me, paint me as something that I'm not. And yeah, that's the deal. It's crazy. it's crazy, but I hope we can be in a nation where thugs and criminals don't get to have the run of things. It's really scary when you work for somebody like that and they have access to your driver's license, your birth certificate, my car, and they were the ones that knew where my car was left in Missoula. When I went to buy a new car, ended up missing with a Jeep, a nice Jeep with New York plates in its place. They actually would have known, they were the ones that knew where it was exactly, and it was a known fact that that entire family was on meth, and they basically were partying all night up in the room next to me. I was trying to sleep. I quite literally had to take shots of whiskey just to sleep at night so I could work the next day and get enough sleep. And there even was one morning where I heard that chef screaming that he lost his filled rig. So they were shooting up meth basically in that room next to me. So yeah. Anything that they try to bring up against me is completely false and made up. I am not a person that breaks the law. I'm not a person that has any charges on me previous. I don't have a record. I've had previous experiences with this with jobs, like the job before. There, I rented out cabins. A girl came up to me. She gave me a scale. She said, "I'm scared. This guy's a pharmaceutical rep. He made me rent a cabin in his name." And then when the management refused to actually turn that into the police, I was very concerned, having had friends that I lost to fentanyl poisoning, overdose, a foster family. We were the ones that did foster care, and this was my foster sister, and she died, and two of her nephews died, all within a few weeks, a month, or 6 months actually. I think within 6 months, all three of those people in that family died. So I was very concerned that they were not concerned about the pharmaceutical rep scale. And so when I mentioned that I was going to get the direct line to the drug detective in Missoula, they also tried to set me up falsely and told me I had less than 24 hours to leave. However, I did go speak to the sheriff in Missoula about it, and I did go get a drug test, because I thought that they could do it there, just to prove that this little bag of Molly that was given to me by a cabin, that it was left there in the cabin before, and I threw in the garbage because they didn't do anything about the fentanyl scale. So of course, what are they going to do about a little bag of Molly? And so when the sheriff's department couldn't drug test me, but I did go find one. He said to go find one and take it and photo document it. And I did actually photo document that on Instagram, as well as sending it to the owner of Lolo Hot Springs, that drug was not showing up in my system, or any other drugs besides cannabis, which I did have a, medical card for, as I've got a lot of severe chronic illness that isn't being treated at this time. So that's basically the story and the stuff that's going on and the kind of stuff that goes on. I see and I report criminal actions, and then I'm basically run off and hunted by nefarious people with nefarious connections and involvement. That manager also as well would be out all night and come back often in the morning. Even though he's gone all night, like, he seemed to be very chipper and energetic, and did a lot of throat clearing often. So yeah, these are people that are quite literally on drugs every night, trying to accuse me of things because this has all come out. And now they're trying to unvalidate my word. So it's a big, ugly legal mess. And I didn't deserve to lose that job. I didn't deserve to lose the job before. I go above and beyond at my job. I put in extra work. I put in extra hours to clean that pool at Lolo. Quite the opposite is kind of the case in my situation. And it's not the first time. There's been many, many times where managers, found out that I had more experience than them and were intimidated and got rid of me. So that's my statement, my official statement. Thanks.